Okay, so in this video, we are going to use Cramer's rule to solve a system of equations. In this case, it's a system of two equations, two unknowns. So here are two equations. The two unknowns would be the x's and the y's. And then we are going to use Cramer's rule to solve a 3x3 system, which has three equations and three unknowns, those being the x's, the y's, and the z's. So you will find these two worksheets on Canvas, and these are pretty much our formulas that we are going to use. So this is our system of equations. So in the example, we have this one. I'm going to rewrite the example so I can work it out. So that was 8x plus 5y equals 2, and 2x minus 4y equals negative 10. Okay, so I'm going to find Cramer's rule. So if you notice here, this is matrix A. Matrix A is your coefficient matrix. And that pretty much is, they're the coefficients from your x's and the y's, A, B, C, D. So my matrix A for this problem is going to be AC, which are the numbers in front of x, so 8 and 2. And then B and D, which are the coefficients for the y's. So that would be 5 and negative 4. Okay, and then, and then to find x, I'm going to find the determinant. Remember that in the last video, we talked about these lines right here, asking you to find the determinant. So this time it's E and F, which are the numbers on the right-hand side of the equal sign. So those are the numbers by themselves. So those are our constants. So I have a 2 and a negative 10. And then I have B and D, which are the coefficients of the y's. So that would be 5 and negative 4. And that's divided by the determinant of A. And that's from the formula. To get the y value, it's the determinant. But this time it's A and C, which are the coefficients for x. So that is 8 and 2. And then E and F, which are our constants, the numbers on the right-hand side of the equals. So E and F, that would be 2 and negative 10, divided by the determinant of A. All right, so like I showed you on the other video, you can use the calculator to find the determinant of matrix A. That would be a 2x2 matrix. But with the 2x2, I like to just work them out by hand. I feel like it's a little bit easier. I don't have to input all of those matrices in the calculator. I feel like it takes longer. So I'm just going to multiply the 8 times the negative 4. So I get 8 times negative 4. And remember, it's always minus in between. And then the 2 times the 5. Whoops. So 2 times 5. So 8 times negative 4 is negative 32. Minus 2 times 5 is 10. So that would be negative 42. So negative 42 is the determinant of matrix A. So that is my denominator. So when I write x equals, I haven't found the determinant of the numerator, but the determinant of matrix A was negative 42. And then y equals, and the denominator is the same thing, negative 42. So now I'm going to find the determinant of this matrix. The lines like this tell us we're looking for the determinant. So I'm going to work them out the same way. So it's always in the same direction first. So that is 2 times negative 4 minus, and then it'll be 10 times 5, negative 10 times 5, negative 10 times 5. Okay, so 2 times negative 4 is negative 8 minus negative 10 times 5 is negative 50. Notice how I have minus and negative, so that changes to plus. So negative 8 plus 50, and that gives me positive 42. So 42 is the determinant of this numerator. So 42 goes here. And now I have to find the determinant of this matrix. So same process, 8 times negative 10 minus, and then that's a 2 times 2. So that's negative 80 minus 4, which is negative 84. So that's the determinant of this numerator, negative 84. So now I just simplify. 42 divided by negative 42 is negative 1. So x equals negative 1. And y equals negative 84 divided by negative 42 is positive 2. So normally our answers would be written as negative 1 and 2. On Canvas, it's going to ask you separately x equals, and then you just input your number, y equals, and you input your number. Okay, so that's it for the first example. We did a 2 by 2. So now let's solve a system of equations of a 3 by 3, which is your second worksheet. On your second worksheet, I put this example. I'm going to copy down that example. So example 2 is x plus 4y equals 16, 3x plus 8y plus 3z equals 92, and 2y plus z equals 18. Okay, so the reason why I wanted to go over this first is because I'm going to rewrite this. Why? Because if you take a look on this first equation, we are missing the z's. So I'm going to leave 0. I'm going to put zeros in front of the variables that I don't have. So x is the same thing as 1x. So I'm going to write 1x plus 4y plus 0z, because I don't have any z's, equals 16. And then this is 3x plus 8y plus 3z equals 92. So I have all three variables. So on the last one, what are we missing? So we are missing the x's, so I'm going to put a 0 for the x, and then plus the 2y, I'm putting them in order, x, y, and z, and then that's a z, so that's 1z equals 18. How is that going to help me? Because if you take a look at your formula to find the matrix A, that is, those are the coefficients in front of your x's, your y's, and your z's. See, A, B, C, A, B, C, D, E, F, D, E, F. So matrix A, that's the first one I want to find. So they're just the coefficients here. So it's 1, 4, 0, 3, 8, 3, 0, 2, 1. Okay. And then I'm going to find the determinant of that matrix in a little bit. Okay. I'm going to set up how to find x, y, and z. So x is equal to the determinant. And this time, I'm just following my letters again. So it's JKL. JKL is this column, which are just the constants. So I'm referencing this one because remember I rewrote that one. So it's 16, 92, and 18. I guess I'm going to use this. So 16, 92, and 18. And then it's BEH, which comes from the coefficients in front of the y's. So that is 4, 8, and 2. So 4, 8, and 2. And then the last one is CFI. So CFI are the coefficients for the z. So that would be 0, 3, and 1. And keep in mind that when we did a 2 by 2, I didn't have to rewrite this because I had x's and y's, x's and y's. Now, if I hadn't had a y, for example, here, then I would have rewritten that and I would have written 2x plus 0y equals -10, just to kind of keep that 0 in that position. But that wasn't the case for a 2 by 2. Okay, so now y equals the determinant, and I'm just following this again. So I'm going to put this above. So to get y, it's ADG. So ADG comes from the coefficients in front of the x's. So that is 1, 3, and 0. And then JKL are the constants. So that will be 16, 92, and 18. And then CFI. So CFI are the coefficients in front of the z's. So 0, 3, and 1. And that is divided by the determinant of A. And finally, to get Z, okay, that is ADG. So ADG are the coefficients in front of the x's, or the coefficients of the x's. So that's 1, 3, 0. And then BEH, I'm just following them. They're the coefficients of the y's. So 4, 8, 2. And then JKL are the constants on the right hand side of the equals. So that's 16, 92, and 18. Okay, and remember, you can pause this video and continue just depending on how you're working. So determinant of A. Okay, so now if you remember on the other video, if you don't have a calculator, you may want to follow this notes to finding the determinant. Remember, our determinant here was -25 for this matrix, but remember we had to copy down the first two columns first, and then we found the diagonals that go this way by multiplying them, getting a number, and then to find the 12, we multiplied these diagonals, and then we added them in between. So that's how we got the -25. But if you have a calculator and you would rather use a calculator for a 3 by 3, that would probably be my first choice. So, like I said, if you don't, you can work it out by hand. There's nothing wrong. It's just going to take you a little bit longer. So, let's recap. I'm going to find the determinant of matrix A. So, I'm going to put that matrix in the calculator. So, I'm going to clear everything. I'm going to do shift 9, 3 equals. All right. So, I'm going to go to mode. And then I want to go to matrix, so that's 6. Determinant of matrix A, I'm going to put it in matrix A. And then that's a 3 by 3, that's 1. And then I'm going to type in my numbers. 1 equals, 4 equals, 0 equals, 3 equals, 8 equals, 3 equals, 0 equals, 2 equals, and 0 equals. Oh, that's a 1. 1 equals. And that puts a 1 on that last entry. So now I can click on. Looks like nothing happened, but I will go to shift 4, and I want to find the determinant, which is 7. So the determinant of shift 4 matrix A, which is 3. So I get a -10. I like to do this one first because I know that X, Y, and Z will all have the same denominator. Okay? And then I'll go through the same process. I'm just going to do this first one again, just as a recap. So mode, matrix, which is 6. I want to put this one on, well, you can replace matrix A now if you wanted to. So you can click on 1 and just make sure you remember you put that in matrix A, or you can choose matrix B. So if you click on matrix A, which was 1, then it's a 1 for a 3 by 3. All I have to do is replace those numbers by clicking on 16 equals, it replaces it. And then I have 4 equals, and then it's 0 equals, 92 equals, 8, 3, 18, 2, and 1 equals. And then I hit on, shift 4, and determinant, which is option 7, and I put it in matrix A, so shift 4, and now I'm clicking on 3. If you had chosen a different matrix, then you put that matrix there. So I get negative 120. So that is the determinant for this matrix. So you will do the same thing to find the determinant of this numerator for y and this numerator for z. So I'm going to tell you what I got. So for this part, I got a negative 10. You may want to work it out yourself to make sure you also get negative 10. And then for this determinant, I get negative 160. So you may also want to work this one by hand and just make sure you get that 160. If not, let me know so that I can help you. So then last thing is I'm going to simplify. So x equals negative 120 divided by negative 10. You can put that in the calculator, or we should know that that's a 12. The zeros cancel out. Negative divided by a negative is a positive. 12 divided by 1 is 2. Y equals negative 10 divided by negative 10 is a positive 1. And z equals negative 10 divided by negative 10. Negative 160 divided by negative 110 is positive 16. So there are your answers. So that's how you will input them on Canvas whenever I assign your problems. Normally that would also be written like this, knowing that that's an x, a y, and a z value. So let me know if you have any questions. I'm going to upload my notes on Canvas so you have them. And feel free to message me if there's anything I can help you with.